well, we better go ahead. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
All it said was being in a state of poverty reduces your ability to make sound investment decisions. So there's a reason poor people don't buy real estate.
Good deal. All right, let's get going.
Okay.
Thanks, John. Good evening, Georgia REIA members and friends. My name is Thomas Coleman. I'm on the board with Georgia REIA and want to welcome you to this call. We have John Adams on the phone who is joining us tonight. So, John, welcome and thanks for being on the call.
Thanks, Thomas. I am excited to be here. I can honestly say last Monday night, I guess it was a week ago tonight, that I had the opportunity to visit with all my friends at Georgia Real Estate Investors Association. Thomas, I feel like when I get to visit with Georgia REIA, I'm coming home because, as I mentioned a little earlier, my first experience with a real estate investor organization was with a group that later became Georgia REIA. I've got so many friends that I feel like I'm just visiting among peers, and I feel the same way tonight. So thank you for the opportunity to visit with you tonight.
Well, join just for the audience. John was the guest speaker at our general meeting, and we had a fantastic turnout. We had a number of new people to join. We had some great meetings and connect time kind of at the end of the meeting. There was just a lot of energy in the room. In that session, John talked about a Saturday session that he's got coming up that there's just a ton of interest about. We wanted to set this session up to tell as many people as we could about it because it's a very great event. So, John, why don't you tell us about Saturday?
Sure. It's called the 5-Star Real Estate Wealth Conference. And, Thomas, we're going to be holding it this coming Saturday. That's September 21st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's right there at the Wyndham Galleria Hotel, which is at Powers Ferry and 285, which is where Georgia REIA normally meets. Okay. So anybody who's ever been to Georgia REIA will know exactly where we're going to be. And by the way, before I forget it, Thomas, I know we've got a lot of our guests on the line tonight are real estate agents or brokers, and they're always looking for continuing ed. So this program does qualify with the Georgia Real Estate Commission for 6 hours of real estate continuing education. Now, let's just talk real quickly about what some of the topics are we're going to be covering. First question is, why do we call it the 5-Star Real Estate Wealth Conference? Well, it's because we've got 5 different instructors, and I'll make sure we touch on them as we go down here. There are 6 hours to the program. We're going to go from 9 a.m. until about 3:45 or 4 o'clock. That gives us 45 minutes for lunch. And in the 9 o'clock hour, I'm going to be talking about the number one opportunity in today's market in Metro Atlanta. Thomas, we've got 5 million people living in Metro Atlanta right now, and a large number of those people are always needing to sell their real estate. And they're willing to, as long as they're willing to be flexible on their price or their terms, we can find a bargain. And we're going to talk in that first hour about finding opportunities in today's market. You've got to know the fundamentals. You've got to know how to purchase these properties. But we're going to talk a little about the economy, its impact on our investing decisions, and why what worked 5 years ago won't work today. You know, the recession is largely behind us, and we've got to recognize that times have changed. We've got to understand how today's market works. So that's the first hour, and I'll be teaching that myself. In the second hour, starting at 10 o'clock, we're going to be talking about rehab strategies that work. You know, if you could just buy a house and then put a sign up and sell it for $30,000 more, that would really be easy, wouldn't it? I'd love to do that. Unfortunately, usually that does not work. And what we get paid for as real estate investors, if we're successful, is adding value to a property. Now, part of that is spotting a potential for value in the distressed property. But the other part of it is taking a sow's ear, a pig's ear, if you will, and trying to make a silk purse out of it. And that's the type of rehab that I want to talk about. My friend, builder and investor Snap Decato, who has personally turned 40 houses in the last couple of years. I've been a co-investor on a number of those houses. He's going to be there, and he and I will team teach the section on adding value to properties through rehab. What worked 10 years ago just doesn't work today, and we're going to talk about mastermind strategies to maximize your rehab and attract the best tenants. So Snap Decato will be involved in that as well. In the third hour, starting at 11 o'clock, Thomas, I'm going to be teaching my rent-to-own program. I've spent 30 years perfecting a program where we take tenants, we take folks that want to own, but for some reason they can't. Maybe they have bad credit left over from the recession. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they had a medical challenge. Who knows? For whatever reason, they have fractured credit. Now, notice I didn't say it was permanently damaged, because everybody's credit can improve as long as you pay your bills. And we're going to talk about how the rent-to-own program can help people, one, improve their credit, and two, get into home ownership of a house they really want, and at the same time bring you as the investor more rent and more cash up front, and you get the ideal tenant. They take care of your property, Thomas, simply because they believe they're going to be buying it. And we're going to give them every opportunity to buy the house. It's the ultimate win-win transaction. Now, it doesn't always work out. I think I mentioned last Monday that our statistics show that even though we try to encourage these people to buy the houses, less than half actually buy. It's right around 1 in 3. And the reason is not that the house is bad or that the opportunity is bad. It's that people's lives change. You know, what suited you 3 years ago may not suit you now. When you moved in, you might have had one child in your family. Now you've got 4, and this house just isn't big enough. So people have changed jobs, people change churches, whatever reason they may want to be in a different part of town. So, but it's a real win-win if you can pull it off. I'm going to be sharing with people how the rent-to-own program will make them money and give them tenants with fewer problems and a higher positive cash flow. And you're going to wonder why you didn't do this before. That's in the 11 o'clock hour. Now, Thomas, I know you're going to like this part just like I do. At 12, we're going to break for lunch. So we'll make sure we get something good to eat. How about that?
Okay.
All right. We'll come back at 1 o'clock. And at 1 o'clock, after everybody has had a good lunch, and lunch is going to be on your own. I'll be having value menu over at McDonald's. By the way, Thomas, did you hear about the new Obama McDonald's value meal plan?
No, I haven't, John.
Well, here's the way it works. You step up to the ordering thing and order anything you want, and then the guy behind you has to pay for it. That's the new McDonald's value menu plan. Anyway, moving along. At 1 o'clock, after we've all had a nice lunch wherever we want, I'll probably just eat right there at the hotel. At 1 o'clock, Marjorie Adams, my lovely wife and our resident CPA, is going to spend about 45 minutes with us talking about tax deductions that we need to understand and utilize as real estate investors and as landlords and people involved in this business. She worked with investors and realtors and property owners in private practice for over 30 years. And in that time, Thomas, she has come to the conclusion that the average real estate investor leaves over $1,000 a year on the table in property taxes by not utilizing legal deductions. And you got to remember, Congress put these deductions in there for us to use. So, these are not, some people call them loopholes. I don't call them loopholes because Congress put them there. These aren't mistakes. They're intended to encourage us in a certain direction. and we're in the business of providing clean, decent, affordable housing. And if we'll do that, then there are certain tax advantages that we're allowed to take legally. And that's what Margie's going to be talking about. She'll have a list of the top 10. We'll go over theirs. I'm suggesting that anybody who sits through that 45-minute session alone is going to come out $1,000 ahead. And that's just one of the 6 sessions. At 2 o'clock, I'm going to be doing my presentation called How Do You Hold Title to Your Real Estate? We're going to be talking about the hybrid real estate LLC that I developed along with Marjorie and John Mangum. My friend Dykes Bodiford weighed in on that. We've taken the standard Georgia LLC and modified it so that it meets all of the IRS requirements for complete pass-through. And it gives you rock-solid asset protection and complete personal privacy. What it does, Thomas, and this is what I love, if you do it properly, it gets your name completely off the public record. In fact, your name need never appear on the public record. And I'm going to show people how to do that. I'll teach you about that in the 2 o'clock hour. And finally at 3 o'clock, and this is what I call the 21st century part of this program. We're really cutting edge here. We've had, at this point, we will have had 3 different instructors, me, Snap Decato, and Marjorie Adams. We're going to bring in 2 additional instructors for the final hour. Internet guru Tyler Jones, who he knows more about the Internet than I'll ever know about real estate. This guy, he is amazing. He's younger than I am. He really knows the Internet inside and out. And then we're going to have the queen of social media, Deanne Golden from Prudential Georgia Realty, is going to be there to talk about social media. And the name of the final segment, Thomas, is Internet Tools for Real Estate Investors and Professionals. So if you're a licensee, if you're an investor, if you're a landlord, if you're just an owner, you need to understand that the Internet has changed the way we communicate. It's changed the way we interact with each other. The number 1 search engine in the world, we've all heard of it, it's Google. Did you know that the number 2 search engine in the world is YouTube? Now you're saying, wait a minute, John, that's crazy. YouTube is just a video storage site. It is so popular that people now just type in youtube.com, and in the search bar in YouTube, they put in whatever they want to learn about or whatever the topic is. And if you're not there, and if you're not utilizing these tools, you're not going to be relevant in the time coming ahead. We're going to show you how to organize your office online. We're going to show you how to use the cloud. Everybody always rolls their eyeballs when I say all my information stored in the cloud, but it is. And that means I can't lose it. I can't spill a glass of apple juice on my computer and lose all that data. We're going to talk about free email, calendar, contacts, websites, images, videos, maps, word processing, storage. We're going to talk about phone. We're going to talk about free voicemail. All of these free, and by listening to the suggestions that Tyler Jones and Deanne Golden make, you'll be able to revolutionize, literally, the way that you run your business, because we're all moving toward the Internet. The world's getting to be a smaller place. Don't get left behind. That's going to be our program. We'll be done right around 3:45, 4 o'clock. I'll hang around along with the other instructors to just answer questions. But, Thomas, I'll be honest, I'm so excited because we've got an opportunity for people who either want to join Georgia GaREIA right now or in the next 24 hours, or the same opportunity for current members who want to extend their membership for 1 year. And I'm going to let you tell them about it.
Yeah. So first of all, John, that sounds like a really, really exciting and relevant set of topics for kind of new and very seasoned real estate investors. So we wanted to get that information out in front of our membership and in front of our friends. But we've also thought that'd be a great opportunity for us to offer some extra value and incentives to join the organization at GaREIA. So here's what we have to offer. For new members of GaREIA, you can pay your $149 annual membership fee and attend John Adams' seminar for free. That is, I believe, a $69 value, and that's what it costs. The value is beyond that. I'll say that based on my experience with John Adams' offerings. For existing members, you can add 12 months to your current membership, and you too can attend that seminar for free. For members that refer other members, I'm promoting this organization a lot. I'm sure I have some people that I've invited onto this call. For every one of those that you refer that join the organization, they get to enjoy John Adams' offering, but we also will add 1 month to your membership. So this is a great way to get connected to GaREIA, to extend your involvement with GaREIA, and receive an outstanding benefit. So
Thomas,
we really wanted to set out to our membership.
I feel so honored to be involved in this presentation because I'm so excited about this information. And let me just share, because sometimes people say, well, John, these seminars, this sounds like it is so advanced that I wouldn't get anything out of it. You're going to be talking about a master tax plan and real estate LLC and a rent-to-own program. John, I'm just getting started. Is this going to be over my head? The answer is you need to expose yourself to these topics because this is what makes real estate profitable and attractive today. And I guarantee you, if you've never attended a real estate seminar before, you're going to come away with an action plan, with some ideas, you're going to have a lot of questions. But that's good because it means you're getting pointed in the right direction and you're going to understand how a successful real estate investment program is put together. In contrast, somebody like a Ken Jordan, my friend Ken Jordan, who I've known for many years, he's a very successful investor. I know he's coming Saturday. And why? The answer is he's going to learn some new ideas. You know, just because you've been successful in the past does not mean that you understand today's market. Things we did 5 years ago simply won't work today. In fact, I'm just going to say this is true. Some of the things we did 6 and 7 years ago, the law has changed. They are now illegal in Georgia. You don't want to go there. It's just, there are too many changes that occur frequently in our industry, in financing, particularly in the mortgage arena, but also in landlord-tenant law and in structuring of things like LLCs. But then we get right back to basics on rehab strategies that work. And I think people are going to walk out, Thomas, and say, wow, what I said to Karen Yap the other day was, I'm going to recommend that every person who attends this coming Saturday bring a roll of duct tape with them, because they should wrap the duct tape around their head, their forehead, several times. Otherwise, their brain might explode.
So, John, it sounds like there's something for both the brand new investor just starting out as well as the very experienced investor who's been doing this for a very long time.
That's exactly the way we structured this. And as I met with my faculty, and remember, it's me, Snap Decato, who's done about 40 houses in the last couple of years, Margie Adams, CPA, who I believe understands real estate, the area of real estate taxation better than anybody in Georgia, because that's what she does for a living. And then, of course, internet guru Tyler Jones, that's what he does for a living. Deanne Golden, the queen of social media. We're talking about Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and about 10 other sites that I don't even know what they are, but I'm learning. You got to keep learning in this business. And I said to my faculty, I want this to be relevant both to the person who's just walking in off the street. They might just be curious, Thomas. They might just say, you know, I've heard about real estate investing. I don't know much about it. I'm willing to devote a day to it. I know it would be $69 in advance, $99 at the door, but I can join Georgia Real Estate Investors Association, which means I get to come to the next 12 meetings, take advantage of all the membership opportunities you guys have, which are remarkable, by the way, and I get to come to this 6-hour program for free. My advice, folks, is do it. All I can tell you is I'm excited about this. I have learned a lot just in the preparation for it, and I can tell you this, the other instructors are pumped up, and we're going to be giving you checklists, worksheets. There's a manual associated with this that really will allow you to take the information home with you and apply it to your individual situation.
Wow. And for those on the call, let me tell you how to do it. To join Georgia REIA, to sign up for John Adams' conference on Saturday, you need to go to the Georgia REIA webpage at www.GaREIA, and you'll see John Adams' picture there and the text, Join Georgia REIA or Renew Here. So you can do it right on the website. Also call our office at 770-451-8800. Going to repeat that, GeorgiaREIA.org. Click under John's picture, Join Georgia REIA or Renew Here, or call the office 770-451-8800. Also encourage you to come back to the website and come often, because on there we have a new investors toolbox that's under development. So what you'll find there is an exciting, informative, and hands-on boot camp that we're developing that's designed for the new investor. We'll take you from start to finish. You won't be an expert investor coming out of that, but we'll answer a lot of those initial questions, and you'll be much closer to being able to get in there and get that very critical first deal done. We'll have a Facebook page that will be available to our members, and we're also setting up a Google discussion group for new investors. It will be a way for new investors to ask questions and to network with other investors. So we think there is an awful lot to be gained by joining Georgia REIA. We're very excited about the new tools that we are developing and offering to new investors. We're certainly excited about our relationship with people like John Adams. We've got a great thing scheduled for Saturday. So with that, that's what we have to offer, and I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And
I wanted to mention one more thing, if I might.
Go ahead, John.
In the event that you happen to be listening right now, you're saying, well, wait a minute, I'm already a member, and I just renewed, recently, so I can't do that, or I don't want to do that right now, but I still want to come Saturday. We are going to extend for 24 hours the opportunity for Georgia REIA members to attend. If you don't qualify for some reason to come free, it's only $49, which is a tremendous value. We're offering this to the general public at $69, and we are just about to sell out. And Karen encouraged me to put this on at $99 at the door. Thomas, I don't think we're going to have any seats at the door. I think we're going to be sold out. As you know, the room, the Wickham room that we're going to have at the Wyndham Galleria Hotel, it has a certain number of seats. And by the way, we are setting this room up classroom style. So you don't need to say, hey, for 6 hours I'm going to be writing on my lap. You're going to have a table in front of you, and we're doing this so you can take notes and utilize those notes, ask the questions that you want. This is not going to be some, I don't know. I've been to some seminars where after 6 hours I thought, what the heck did I get out of that? We're going to give you the meat. You're going to understand these topics, and you're going to walk out of there with an action plan and say, I'm going to apply this to my business. That's my goal and nothing less. And I am so excited about this. let me just conclude, if I might, Thomas, by saying this. Folks, they're not making any more real estate. Scarcity adds value. And this recession, as far as real estate is concerned, at this point, I believe, is behind us. And yet we still have this opportunity to find great deals on distressed properties and lock in 30-year fixed-rate money for investors under 5%. It's just too good to be true. And so that's what we're going to be talking about this Saturday. I challenge every one of you to go to the Georgia REIA website, GaREIA.org, find my picture. Somebody said, John, that picture doesn't look like you. You've got brown hair in that picture. And I said, yeah, that's my high school graduation picture. That's the best picture I ever took. Anyway, underneath the picture it says more info. That'll tell you about the program. And then it says join Georgia REIA or renew here. You can sign up for the seminar. If you prefer, it's $49, and we'd love to have you. Thomas?
Awesome. John, thank you very much for your time. And for those of you that thank you all very much for your time, and we hope to see you on Saturday. And we also hope to see you at some of the many events that we have to offer at Georgia REIA. Good night.
Thanks, Thomas. Bye now.
Bye-bye.